If cows go moo, and cats go meow, and ducks go quack, and dogs go woof, what is the designated sound that humans make? Based on statistical evidence, I'm immortal. How so? Haven't died yet. It is the bread hour. Liquid bread aka beer. That is the worst take I've ever read. I think turtles are a big threat to our national security. May I ask why? No. I love to headcanon Steve as this aggressively progressive dude, but like, he begged to be part of the US Army. We can't just forget that. He joined to literally fight Nazis. The F you on about? Minecraft lore is deeper than I remember. Nudes are so 2017. Send me a photo of herself in full plate armor wielding battle ready weapons. Is this what they wanted? Do you ever get so frustrated with a video game that you are no longer rational and you start literally jumping into pits because maybe that's the fucking solution to this bullshit of a dungeon puzzle? I just woke up from a dream in which there was an app that notified you when nearby LARPs needed an NPC and you could, like, go pretend to be a surly shopkeeper or whatever and get paid, like, $10 for it. China cracks down on funeral strippers. Funeral what? Man, we've been doing funerals all wrong over here. My friends, weeping at my funeral as they shove 5s and 10s between the biggest titties they've ever seen. It's what he world wanted. Batman, I must save this city. Alfred, well you're a billionaire so maybe redister. Batman, this bat suit is the only way. I was chatting with the donor before I drew his blood, and he was a dentist. When I actually drew him, there was just a little squirt of blood, and it surprised him. I looked him in the eye and told him you're bleeding because you don't floss, and he went dead silent. Had the opportunity and fucking seized it. Does it bother anyone else that there are parts of your life you don't remember? You have done and said things that you don't even know about anymore. That means you don't even have the right perception of yourself because you don't even fully know who you are. However, something that you've forgotten about could be a prominent memory in somebody else's mind. It trips me out. I really wish you hadn't said that. During the 16th century, it was believed that each demon had more strength during a special month of the year, so people born on those months are influenced by them. Belial in January, Leviathan in February, Satan in March, Belphegor in April, Lucifer in May, Berith in June, Beelzebub in July, Astaroth in August, Thammuz in September, Baal in October, Asmodee in November, Moloch in December. Sometimes I wonder why I know more about demons than angels. What's the most Etsy thing you can think of? Rock climbing hold coffee cup. Right-winged video game consumers in the late 90s and the early 2000s, you need to remove that character with devil horns this instant or I won't buy my son this game. Right-winged video game consumers today, if you remove the big bobs from this game you're oppressing my right to be a horny virgin. A couple years ago I was moving, and I needed somewhere to keep Lafayette where he'd be warm and safe, so I stashed him in my boobs all day. The moving guy pretty much lost it when he realized I had a snake in my cleavage. You stashed a snake in your boobs? Woody voice, there's a snake in my boob. Yo Mr. White, I'm looking for some fresh milk out the tap. Ick now. Breastfeed me. B. I've blocked this post 3 times, why won't it disappear? The sexual tension between 2 gas stations on the same intersection. I'm so sick of this 2 gas stations can't even be on the same block without some walnut shipping them, while I can't find a single fic for Denny's Applebee's with Denny's bottoming. You're literally out of your mind if you think Denny's isn't a top. I wish the 2012 apocalypse actually happened. Today I got into an argument with my aunt because she was upset that her daughter was dating a girl, so I said, do you really think you should fall in love with someone's genitals over their soul? Because that's shallow and sad. And my 75-year-old grandmother, who was sitting in her rocking chair and who hasn't said a word for the past hour, screamed "Oh burn" and hit my aunt with a fly swatter. I'm laughing so hard DJDNFNKFNF. Has anyone ever thought about how Mothman must have once been Caterpillar Boy? Well, now I can't think about anything else. The problem. I heard about the surprise party my friends planned for me. Should I pretend not to know? Tip: think of your friends' feelings. Surprise them back. Don't show up. I don't even need the binky F my mom now edit the originals are so much funnier. That is so sad Alexa, please don't play anything because I'm scared of you and will not allow you in my home. Despacito plays eerily in the background. Giant monster rises from the Mediterranean Sea. Meryl Streep putting on sunglasses. Mamma Mia. Cox shotgun. Here we go again. Other people buying clothes. I chose this based on my hair color, skin tone, the time of year, the recommendations of 10 different fashion magazines and my horoscope. Me buying clothes. See this bowling shirt? I just saw it in a store window and the colors actually gave me a headache. So, of course I bought it. Me, all our teeth fall out as children, and then they all grow back stronger. Alien. Okay, I mean, that definitely sounds fake, but okay. She guessed my favorite color first try. But between me and you, I didn't even have a favorite color until she yelled out yellow. She was hella excited and smiling like a little kid. So I told her she was right and I haven't seen yellow the same since. It's in everything. I could probably live in it now. Probably the best text I've ever read. Imagine a library filled with every book in the world. None of them have titles on the cover and the pages are blank. But when you open one you are instantly transported to the world within the book. You get to live in the story as any character for as long as you like. And when you come out of the story, almost no time has passed in the real world. I'd just choose a random book and pray it wasn't The Hunger Games. Help. My wife is my phone background and my phone keeps running out of battery because I can't stop turning it on to look at her. Man. The creators of Superman really named a small town Smallville and a big city Metropolis, didn't they? I mean, they made a superhero named Superman, so what do you expect? God, I fucking love people like right now someone is kissing their baby on the forehead for the first time and someone just went into a French bakery and is deeply inhaling and someone is dyeing their hair the color of the sky and someone just confessed their love to someone. And you're reading this post, but you are alive and you will be okay and you will be happy. Me discovering my inner worth. What a wholesome post. When lipstick wears off, you reapply it. You don't hate on it. You don't discard it. You don't tell it that it's weak. You simply reapply it because that's rational thing to do. You do that because you understand that certain activities like eating, drinking, kissing and more makes it wear off. Why can't you do that with yourself? Why do you have to hate on yourself when you need to rest and recharge? Why do you have to feel guilty? Why can't you understand that certain activities just wear you down and not every day has to be a productive day to be a good day? Some brand lipsticks last longer than others. Ooh, they aren't necessarily the better shade. Understand that you are a beautiful and unique shade and that you need to have some unproductive happy days and that's completely okay. Whoa, perspective. My favorite bit in Harry Potter is when a gangly freckled ginger child with an old pet rat and patched jeans and dirt on his nose awkwardly sits down across from a scrawny underfed little kid with badge-eye clothes and broken glasses and lightning carved onto his face and they both think I must protect this boy. And then a bushy-haired girl saw them and thought these two will never survive without my help. Nope, that is not what happens. She is all. I can do this wizard school nonsense by myself. And freckled ginger and scrawny kid see this and share a look between each other that only the chronically compassionate understand and go and save her from a troll. I adore Hermione. Hermione does not adopt Harry and Ron. Harry and Ron adopt Hermione. Bless you. I went to the farmer's market yesterday and at the honey guy's booth and there were all these bees just hanging out, checking out the beeswax tabs, floating around the honey jars, not being aggressive, just really gentle and investigating or something. And as he was giving me a sample of the wildflower honey, one of them landed on his hand and he just took a drop from the jar and dabbed it on his hand for the bee. And when I asked if they were his bees he said no. But they show up every time I come out. I think they just know my truck and this guy is well known among the local bees and lets them sit on his hand and eat his honey and I just really like the bee guy. What more of an endorsement could you hope for? You met a fucking forest nymph. If Kful who can be summoned by humans who are so far beneath it, why can't humans be summoned by ants? The answer is they should be. Well, if a bunch of ants formed a circle in my house I'd certainly notice, try to figure out where they'd all come from, and possibly wreak destruction there. That's why knowing and correctly pronouncing the true name is so important to the ritual. Imagine how impossible it would be to not go take a look if the circle of ants started chanting your name. And they're like, you can't leave because we drew a line made of tiny crystals. Now you have to do us a favor. And you're like, let's just see where this goes. Yup, you got me. What's the favor? And usually the favor is like, kill this one in for us, or give me a pile of sugar, and you're like, okay, and you do, because why not? It isn't hard for you, and boy is this going to be a fucking story to tell. These fucking ants chanting your name, and wanting a spoonful of sugar, or whatever. And sometimes you get asked for things you can't really do. One of them, she's like, I love this ant, but she won't pay any attention to me. Make me important to her, and you're like, how? So you just kill every ant in the colony, except the 2 of them. Tada, problem solved, and the first ant is like horrified whisper, what have I done? This is the best explanation for hair powers I've ever really heard. So many gifs of ostriches doing their mating dance for humans, but did you know? They actually did a study on this, and ostriches repeatedly found humans more attractive than other ostriches. Yes, ostrich farmers have trouble setting up their ostriches with each other because they are just not interested. They want their farmers instead. It's incredible. Also, ostriches show notable sexual preference. Some male ostriches will only display for male humans. Some will display for anybody. Some will display for female humans only. I can't believe ostriches are reverse furries. Great, we gotta kink shame the fkin birds now. The signs when tired. Literally no patience. Threatens to cut your throat every 5 seconds. Then proceeds to cry. Aries, Pisces, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Libra, Scorpio. Stares into the abyss. Laughs at everything. Questions life itself. And can't focus on anything. Taurus, Virgo, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius. I used to get self-conscious over the smallest things, but friends, let me tell you that today I had to smuggle a furious 8-foot python onto the bus during the school rush, and not a single person noticed, not one. If people don't care enough to notice a shopping bag writhing and seething with barely contained reptilian hatred, then I promise you that no one will pay any attention to that blemish you're fretting about or how you've done your hair. I feel like I need to know the full story right now. Gollum's loincloth is like 2 inches of toilet paper, and he's hopping around like Disney's Quasimodo doing acrobatics, and we as an audience are narrowly spared from seeing his PP. But you cannot argue that Sam and Frodo didn't see it at least once. They didn't want to, but they didn't have things like camera angles to save them. They probably saw Gollum swinging little meat sack 100 times, and both of them just decided to never ever mention it. Did they decide to never ever mention it? Or are they talking about it constantly every time the camera cuts away? We the audience get to decide, and that's why I think fiction is so powerful. Types of people. Grey, earbuds in, doesn't talk, disappearing randomly, always busy, tired face, hard outside soft inside, yellow bright eyes, cheerful grin, quick winks, tattered Converse, warm heart, city parks, close friends, blue denim jackets, patterned socks, messy hair, knowing looks, full coffee mug, roaming the sidewalks, red angry glare, strong feelings, ripped jeans, combat boots, leather jackets, bruised knuckles, record stores, brown deep eyes, full of stories, old soul, sipping tea, soft skin, vintage clothes, thrift shops, flannel shirts, green, smoothers, splattered jeans, paintbrush in hand, art museums, road trips, pressed flowers. Stop making books into films and start making them into a TV show, so we could have a lot more detail to them, and they can stick to the book easier. I thought this was going to make me annoyed, but everything turned out better than expected. The pasta gets bigger when you add water. What a wild concept. She's beautiful. The best part of being an adult is watching your friends also be adults.